Welcome, everybody. You're on YouTube. You are knowing the drill. I'm going to play some beautiful music, and then we're going to begin the podcast. So welcome to another fine episode of Brett's Kitchen. So I took my watch off today because I had to charge it, and I don't know where it's at. So, you know what date it is?
I think it's the
April
25th.
25th? Damn, April's already flying by this fast.
You're not going to believe this. I got to go wash my hands. I stuck my hands in something funky.
Brett will be right back as he washes his hands.
The best way to start this off. I stuffed him in something funky.
Can't get any better than that.
No.
So how are you?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm good. I want to apologize for everybody for missing the last couple of weeks. There's, some stuff comes up and life happens, and we're back. And this is, I believe, officially episode 015. Let me see if I can pull up the YouTube stream here to make sure the health of it. What have you been up to?
Just traveling a lot and coming back and settling down. So
Traveling a lot?
Traveling a lot.
Where did you travel to?
We drive to see family all the time.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Where is family at?
Tennessee.
I'm back from the funkiness.
He's back from
Was the funkiness
funkiness
in your general vicinity or outside? Because then that's going to make this fun or
Yeah,
weird.
It was in that water cooler getting the... In fact, hold on. Oh, yeah, that's disgusting.
Oh, so
Wow,
it was the cooler, huh?
Yeah, it's the cooler. It's the cooler.
That's stale water.
So, welcome, guys.
Welcome. I'm going to check the health of the MiFi. You guys keep talking.
And for
All
our
right.
for our listeners, welcome to the bread basket.
Brett's Kitchen.
We're live.
We are.
You ever fucking around with Wi-Fi? It's getting ready to get cut off. Watch.
We were live is what we're going to be saying. He's willing it with his mind. He's standing in the corner staring at it while shaking his fist.
This dude here, man.
Wi-Fi doesn't work because you wanted to.
It said it was live on YouTube.
It is.
What's the problem?
Well, I can't pull up the stream on the computer because of this.
That's because your computer sucks.
Don't you dare, sir.
Don't you dare make fun of my computer.
So was this not checked previously? Like, are you not the producer?
I am checked.
Well, obviously not.
No battery, connect the power. I've been charging this thing for
So
hours.
now we have no Wi-Fi right now.
No, we have Wi-Fi. I'm running good.
That says no battery. How could we have Wi-Fi if the thing that produces the Wi-Fi has no battery?
The magic button for the internet is going red.
Yes, it's Big Daddy Donald D's fault.
We can't blame everything on him, and it's too.
I can.
We have to press our buttons. We're not officially on air though, so
What?
because they're off.
Jetpack is good. We are good.
You got to turn the on air one on.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Look at us, rookies again.
This is
Again.
terrible.
You take 2 weeks off and see what happens.
Where's that like clown music where everybody's falling out of the?
I do say that the YouTube stream does look. We are a sexy group of people.
Oh Jesus!
For all you people on my Facebook Live, if you want to watch the podcast,
All you people.
you people,
That's what he
You
said.
people.
if you want to ask questions, then go over to the YouTube page, subscribe, and watch the podcast.
We need your subscriptions,
We need your subscriptions. We need your support.
please,
And we need your input.
and your input. Yes, through the chat. You got the chat? Everybody got the chat up?
No questions will be asked.
No.
Answered. No questions will be answered until you're over on the Facebook Live page.
Works for me.
You're dead to me. I gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Well,
That's
Are we
looking
live
good.
now?
Regina, yes, we're live. We've been live, but she said you missed your on-air button, sir.
Guys, right now you're
Michael.
lucky. You guys are lucky
Brad.
that
That was Regina.
you guys are lucky that I do anything right now. Like I feel like shit, man.
So I know what happened. I mean, just like out of the blue.
Man,
You were in there kicking ass and taking names during Nogi, and
Then somebody said, nah, not today.
no, actually, I wasn't kicking ass and taking names. All I did was show technique, and God, man, I hope I didn't get anybody sick, because I don't know what's going on. I feel like I have the flu right now. I feel like I have the flu. Like I have the chills. I'm cold, but I'm burning up at the same time. I mean, this is a bunch of crap.
it is a bunch of crap. You know what? I think North Korea probably poisoned our water supply.
You know what, man?
How did you pull in North Korea for the flu? What?
Well, I mean, all the Asian people have the flus, right?
All the Asian people.
All the Asian peoples.
They're just all going to
That's
show
what
up.
H1N1.
Oh,
Come on, man.
like I don't even have the energy to tell you can't say that.
This is going to be fun because we can just do whatever we want is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, you can.
Look at those eyebrows. He looks concerned.
I know.
Genuinely.
He's taking mental notes of what he's going to do to me.
He's going to
later.
stomp on that. He's going to bust that. He's going to hurt
Have
that.
you seen my ear?
He's going to
He did that.
and drain that with his
Oh,
mind.
I've already drained it 7 times.
That is a nice looking ear.
I've pulled 5 cc's of fluid out of it every time.
That is a nice ear. You should be thanking me.
Wait. Every time you get me inside control, guess what he does?
Does he pinch it?
He pinches the motherfucker. And he sings a song
Not true.
while he's doing it.
Oh, what do you sing?
Ask him. He don't even know the song.
Rocky Top.
Oh, boo. He pulled that out of his ass.
Am I lying?
I don't sing Rocky Top. And no, I don't pinch your ear, man. What are you talking about? I don't pinch your ear. The hell's that? How's that sound like? I'm going to pinch a grown man's ear. Like we laying in the bed or some shit. The hell's mad
Well,
with
you are inside control, so it's spooning.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
that is true.
That is
Good
true.
point.
I know positions now.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
I heard you did real well this past weekend.
You did.
I went out there and I survived.
You know, we don't do Be Hot of the Week anymore.
I was just gonna bring that up.
And that's unfortunate because I would definitely nominate you for Be Hot
Be Hot
of the Week.
Thank you.
But guys,
But somebody stole the quarters.
yeah, and
That's all right.
That's why I'm not gonna nominate you because, like, I feel like I don't know.
I'm here enough. I'll get my quarters.
I feel bad if I nominate somebody and then don't pay them when they're here. So
I will make it up to you. Better yet, here, watch.
I was like, I'll take another beer. That's fine.
I can do that.
you guys are cold-blooded.
I'm just cheap and easy.
Drinking that delicious beer in front of me.
It would help settle your stomach. That's what Nick said.
I told you just a little bit. It might make you feel just a little bit better.
If I drink one of those beers, this will be
not a whole one.
If I drink anything of one of those beers, especially one that kind, that would go down millions of hits on YouTube because I would literally
Spew it.
just
Not that. That has so much malt in it.
no way.
I think I should get you some water in a cup that doesn't smell like ass.
Yeah, like I feel like I need to drink.
Is there a cup back there?
No, man.
Not in your closet?
There's a cup right there, but I don't know where that cup's been.
Yeah, that cup's probably got like old moldy coffee in it. I don't need that.
All right.
Yeah, that's one of my morning cups.
But look at your professional desk coming along here.
Man.
We're growing here at
we are
Checkmat
growing,
Charlotte.
man. Other places have students. We have desks.
We have desks and we have plenty of toys.
Plenty of toys. We got some cool toys too. We got cones. We got Barney. We got basketball goals.
You can go shopping
We
at
got
the
to start
grocery
somewhere.
store.
We got to start
These
somewhere.
kids are spoiled, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've like no kid students and like 10 toys per student.
They love it.
So you should charge them to play with toys or take jujitsu.
Look, man, I can't even get them to listen to me to do jiu-jitsu, let alone pay me my money.
Well, I'm not talking about the kids. I mean, the kids aren't going to pay you.
My money, you little shit.
Give me your lunch money.
Get your lunch money, boy. Hey, boy. Guess I can't say that about kids. That wouldn't make any sense.
No.
No.
Oh.
But back to you.
I thought we were gonna keep going
No,
forward.
hell no.
Oh, I think
We got to tell the viewers about you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your first tournament.
Yeah.
Now, first, hold on. Let me backtrack because you was in the military, correct?
I was.
Okay. Now,
Oh, there's cornbread over there for you, by the way. Sorry.
What?
Look behind you.
Oh.
oh man, there's no way I could eat some cornbread. I really want to, but baby, I know you're watching. Thank you for bringing me some cornbread. Hold on. Hold on.
Ow.
Hey, boy. You gonna eat your cornbread? Any motherfucker touch my cornbread, there can be some consequences and repercussions up in this motherfucker. And the name was born.
Haha.
Brad Hanna, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Brad Hanna, who owns Fight to Win Asheville under Steve Hall, Hoist Gracie affiliate. He was part of the original story of the name cornbread.
And wasn't there a bunch of ranch dressing poured all over your cornbread?
Ooh.
No. Don't say anything. I'll tell the story.
Good.
Wait, first we have to finish with her.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to tell it today.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But I'll tell the story one day when we're live and we have plenty of viewers, especially viewers from Asheville, students of Brad Hanna. You know Brad, you know Footlock Brad, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know of him, right?
Yes.
Footlock Brad's a legend, Megan. He's a legend.
Why is he a legend?
In the gym, because Footlock Brad, literally, and I was there, so I can say this with a straight face. God is my witness. Footlock Brad was the pioneer of footlocks in the Charlotte jiu-jitsu scene.
Mm-hmm.
He was the pioneer. He came down here with me and was training at Joe Hurst Jiu-Jitsu. And, we came from the catch wrestling school in Asheville.
Okay.
And Brad, man, he would just rip your leg off.
Ugh.
He had no qualms about tearing your knee, your ACL, anything. Anything he gets his hands
He
on.
had shins of steel, is what I'm hearing.
Shins of steel, big old, just gargantuan. His legs were as big or bigger than Johnny
Tree
Buck's.
trunks. Oh, yeah. His legs are huge.
Wow.
And was just super athletic and had this ridiculous fascination with the Japanese style of catch wrestling. He knew every freaking athlete in Shudo.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Rumini Sato do-boy, fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would have blew the man if he got his hands on. Can I say that? I'm sick. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Hey, he could have pinked the man. He could have red the man.
Yeah,
whatever color you want to.
Blew the man. He'd have blew the man. BLEW. But and he came down with me to Joe Hurst.
Wonder why.
He came down here with me to Joe Hurst's back in 2000, 2001, and he actually stayed down here. And like every time we'd come down here, he would just jump into freaking footlocks and everybody and just tear their shit up. And to me it wasn't a big deal because I was used to it, being at the catch school and but here in Charlotte nobody was really doing them. Not like that. There might have been one or two people that knew about him and claimed to play around with him, but Brad was like dead on. He was a sniper with him, and then he stayed down here for a long time with Joe Hurst, and and then I feel like shit, but I'm having so much fun right now, and then he would come home every once in a while and still train with us, and I don't know how long he was here for. And then he came back home finally and was there at the Asheville school up until about 4 years ago, and now he's with what do you call Steve Hall? Is it okay to call him Professor?
He's well.
Well, no. Remember, there was a big to do about that on Facebook. What the fuck do you call him?
Gosh, what?
I call him a hell of a man. Did you see him on that silk in here, spinning around? Was you here, Reagan?
Yeah.
When he got up on the silk?
Oh yeah.
Man, that Steve Hall's a hell of a
I
man.
encourage
Steve
that
Hall.
guy. He did well.
He's a beast.
He is. He's a monster.
Monster.
He is a monster. Look, dude. Listen. I am a firm believer in boot stasses. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I am a
wait. You are the secretary.
I'm the secretary of boot stasses.
Boots to
We
asses.
still don't have a sign.
It's an official title worldwide.
I'm working on it.
Official title worldwide. And you know, I'm a firm opponent of bitch assedness. I just hate bitch
Can't
assedness.
do it. No.
But you know,
way,
Steve
shape, or
Hall
form.
walked in. He walked through my door to do a seminar here. I couldn't believe he came. I mean, last thing I'd heard from an unknown source was that no one from Steve Hall affiliates was ever allowed to be at my school, and I wasn't allowed to be at their school, and blah 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 blah. But he graced our door with his presence, and like he levitated in. Like I have it on video. I opened the door for him, and
he just floated in like a Sith god. He does that.
hold on.
He literally does that.
We don't have the music though.
By the way, Robert Smith says, "How is everybody doing?"
What's up, Rob? I'm telling the Steve Hall story. Shut the hell up. Anyways, so listen. So he levitates into my room here. Remember, I'm secretary of boot stasses. I'm an opponent of bitch assedness, and I could tell, like, we made eye contact,
Just like that.
just like that.
Oh shit!
And I could tell he wanted to grab me. He actually thought when he came down here that I was gonna roll with him. Negative. I had to pour out some bitch acidness, and I did not roll with Steve Hall. And he was so frustrated. He even jumped up on my silk
He did.
and was just swinging around like, who he looked
Do we
like.
have pictures of this?
Freedom.
Oh, I got it on video.
He does.
In fact, I posted it today on North Carolina BJJ. I did. And do you know who he looked like when he did it? I'm not making this shit up. Like, if I didn't think that he would have came down from the silk like the God King Xerxes off of 300, I would have went and grabbed one of them big, like Mom's Mabel hats with the fucking fruit around it, and then big fucking and tossed it up on his head. Because he looked like fucking Mary Poppins up there swinging around.
He did have his arm out.
He had his arm out like this.
Was he on the green one or the black one?
He was on the green one.
Yes.
Oh.
Or no, he was on the black one.
He was on the black one.
Yeah.
I wish he'd been on the green
That
one.
would have been so. I could have done so much more with that.
You know, the girls told me the
Photoshop.
green one is butt floss, is what they told me. That's what I heard. And if Steve,
They both are.
if he had jumped
you
up,
said that.
I did.
Yeah, if
Because
he-
they both are.
if he had got up on that damn green one,
Yeah.
man, oh man, oh man, oh man,
There's been some armpits.
man. Hey, but all kidding
Some
aside,
sadness.
though, you know, Steve is a beast. I love to mess around with him, but that guy is he's on another level when it comes to jiu-jitsu, and I really would like to know, what the fuck do you call the guy? I mean, because there was a big to-do on Facebook through one of the Hoist Gracie brown belts
Okay.
here in Charlotte.
So
and
let me interrupt you real fast
go ahead.
because I need you to
gotta
explain
explain
to
that.
people.
Why the fuck can I explain it when I don't know what you call the fucking guy?
Well,
What's the
the
debacle?
difference between the Gracie nomenclature of people versus everybody else, which you and I had a conversation about the other day.
Okay, look, all I know is when I trained with Joe Hurst and he became a black belt.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I was in Asheville, okay? So I didn't get to spend a lot of my time with Joe. My jiu-jitsu training was done literally on my own or with Butch Marks when I was living in Asheville. And Johnny Husky, you know, surprised us one day, and lo and behold, not only could he break everybody's arm and leg, neck in catch wrestling, he pulled out this old, nasty, dingy gi that come to find out, he's a judo black belt and very damn good at jiu-jitsu. But anyway, that's another story for another day. So Joe, when he got his black belt, everybody started calling him Professor.
Professor, right.
Look, I felt odd because as far as I knew, a damn professor had like a degree that I could never obtain. So I was like, Joe doesn't strike me as being that fucking smart, but he does know a lot of jiu-jitsu, and I guess that's the name you use for black belts. And you know, a couple times I called him sensei. I felt really comfortable calling him coach. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know when I was little and I took judo and I took taekwondo, we called our black belt sensei, but and sensei meant teacher. in Japanese.
Yeah.
Or Korean or whatever the fuck I was. But anyways, so that was all I knew. Then when I came to Charlotte, when I moved down to Charlotte, and Joe was out in past Concord or Egypt, wherever he was training, and I went and had the privilege of training with Jeremy Arell, which was right down the interstate from where I lived when I first moved down here. He was a black belt, and people called him Professor.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what, I don't even remember many people saying that to him. I just remember seeing when people would post about him, they would put Professor Jeremy Arell. Okay. And I never thought anything about it again. I got my black belt, and when Master Hurst gave me my black belt, he patted me on my back and he said, Professor. I was like, oh, okay. Well, then that solidifies it. When you get your black belt, no matter how much of a dunce you are like I am, you're a professor. So I was like, well, that's what you call black belts.
Okay.
And I never got any explanation. This is a true story. About 3-4 weeks ago, I went and did a seminar in Checkmat, Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
At my teammate school, Professor Elton Hashara Cruz, and his master Emmanuel Oliveira, who, by the way, is a 3rd degree black belt, or maybe even a 4th degree black belt. What was it?
Well, so what's weird about that is if I was to address Ton as a Japanese nomenclature, it would be Hashihara Sensei.
Okay.
So Sensei is correct in that form.
In Japanese.
In Japanese.
Okay. Well, now hold on though. So Professor Emmanuel Oliveira is a 3rd degree or 4th degree black belt. I know he's got a lot of bars on it. It looks like a really cool looking belt. And I was telling them that I'm trying to learn Portuguese. And they have a sheet at their school with English words with the Brazilian translation that you would use often in schools. And on that piece of paper, one of them said teacher, and beside it, it said professor.
Okay.
And I said, so in Portuguese, teacher is, and he said, yes, professor. And I said, oh, okay. All right, well, I feel good about this shit.
It's the same as in Spanish.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's how it is in Spanish?
Yep.
Oh, man, okay. I wonder if Donald Trump knows that. He tends to get along with a lot of Spanish people.
Until you want them to build a wall for him.
Okay, never mind. All right.
Ooh, later.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
Ooh.
So, I felt really good about this. Now, remember, I did that seminar the week before the Geese for GIs. And I know this sounds stupid, but for me, I was so proud. And it was like a relief off of my back to have that understanding that professor means teacher. Yeah. And it's not a rank. It's a title given after you've achieved the rank of black belt. And I felt really good about it. And then we go through the G's for GIs, and obviously with Checkmat and stuff I picked up from being down at Myrtle Beach, we did a lot of things that I don't even think Steve Hall and I know Jeremy does it. Jeremy Rell doesn't do it, but we bow, we wait to be brought on the mat, we bow, we come in, we respect all of the black belts, and we acknowledge all of our teammates. And I could tell they were sort of taken aback by that. They wasn't used to that in depth. So, and then
wait, who wasn't used to that?
Well, like I trained at Jeremy's, they don't do that.
Correct. Okay, gotcha.
You come up there, to my knowledge. I know when I was there, they didn't have to do it, and I went down there a couple of weeks ago. I mean, we just bowed and walked on the mat.
So when you went to Leo Vera's, did this same thing take place?
Yes.
Okay.
So it may be a Checkmat thing. Every affiliation could be different. But about 2 weeks after the G's for GI seminars, I'm sitting in my humble kingdom, looking above my minions on Facebook, and I see this post, and it's by a young man that trains here in Charlotte. I'm not going to call his name. And basically Nick Maynard said that when you
not gonna call
you're not going there.
I did say his name, didn't I?
Yeah, plain as day.
So anyways, he made a post, and it was I think it was with
He did it with respect, I think.
I think he did it with respect, and I think he was asking a legitimate question. And it's funny because the question actually took several different forms. it turned into what we're talking about. But I think what he said was that he didn't understand how someone could just get a belt and then get professor bars. Something to that effect.
Okay.
And, man, when he said that, that blew my freaking mind because this is so embarrassing. I said to myself, Self, what the hell is a professor bar? I didn't even realize that on my belt, I've got a red bar, and at the end of it are these 2 white stripes.
Yep.
I never ever thought about that. I literally thought all black belts had that on it. Then I looked at my other black belt because I have 2 black belts, and I noticed that one of the other ones doesn't have it on it. Yeah, it doesn't have it on it. So I was like, man, that's weird. Then I thought, man, did my brown belt have those professor bars? And I went back and I looked, and it did. And then I thought about my purple belt, and I went back and looked, and lo and behold, they were on my purple belt. But now, granted, I had...
Okay, so you're going to lose a lot of people at this point.
Okay.
So explain the purple belt professor bars.
Okay, so, which is what Nick was talking about. But so, when Joe Hurst gave me my purple belt, it had the professor bars on it. Now, I asked Joe about this, and Joe said that it had those bars on it because I have my own school. Because I had my own school when I was a purple belt.
Okay.
Now, just to go back to how affiliations are different, that doesn't apply to Checkmat because in Checkmat, you can't run a school unless you're a black belt.
Correct.
Okay.
So that cancels all that shit out the window that Nick was initially talking about, even though...
Not me.
It did apply to me previously when I was with Master Hurst and Gracie Baja.
Right.
So he makes this post, and I really wish I could just pull it up. I really should, but just to be fair to him. So he makes this post basically saying he doesn't understand how... people get professor bars.
Carolina VJJ's on.
And they are under ranks. Now, I had just seen somebody get a purple belt.
Okay.
Well, actually, they had a blue belt. The young lady that came here to roll.
Yep.
Not going to call any names, okay? So she is under Joe Hurst, and she has had professor bars on her blue belt. And she had them because she teaches the...
Kids class.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
here Nicole teaches the ladies class, but her belt doesn't have professor bars on it. And again, I feel like a damn ass clown because I never even thought about it. But next thing I know, some people really took offense to what Nick Maynard had posted and felt like he was insulting other affiliations. Now, I can't speak for those other affiliations. I don't know, man. It's just... Which is
what made you and me have the conversation about the whole... the Gracie Baja versus the Hoist Gracie versus TC versus everybody.
TC who's Henzo Gracie. Joe Hurst, Gracie Baja, Nick Maynard, Steve Hall, they're Hoist Gracie. All respected people in the jiu-jitsu community and all... very worthy of their rank. That's first and foremost. Okay, this is in no way a knock on anyone's rank because everybody I just named definitely deserves a rank. But I can only speak for Checkmat. And in Checkmat, his initial post doesn't apply because in order for you to run a school, in order for you to be a professor, you have to have your own school. You have to be, you have to be a black belt. I'm sorry, you have to be a black belt. Okay, not have your own school, but you have to be a black belt.
Right.
And, but he took it a step further, and this is where it got tricky. So obviously in the Hoist network, and then he went on to explain that in their network, and he wasn't saying in their network, he was saying this basically this is how it is, and because Hoist said this is how it is, because Helio said this is how it is. They're saying that the rank that the word professor is a rank to be earned. It has nothing to.
Correct.
And in my mind, I'm sitting here. Number one, in order to be a professor, you have to be a black belt, and you have to be the teacher. At a school. Well, you have to be a teacher,
but you found out
but
you don't have to be a black belt
in Checkmat.
Not outside of Checkmat. I'm sorry.
Outside of Checkmat, but in Checkmat, you have to be a black belt.
Yeah.
Okay. And it means teacher. It's a name. It's like sensei. It's like saying sensei in judo or karate. Well, he was saying that it's not a name; it's a rank.
Okay.
To be earned, And then he says that they have a blue bar. Oh man, that just then I thought about it at the seminar. Steve Hall and his other people had a blue bar.
Mm-hmm. But I remember seeing that.
Which I guess that's I don't even know, man. Like I don't know. I wish we could get someone that would just call it like it is and come on the show and explain the system of the Hoist Gracie Network, because you know, I say this all the time, and you've heard me say this. Mm-hmm. I love to run my damn mouth. I love to talk shit, and I am the first one to make a stink about people's ranks. Okay, even if I know they deserve it, I love busting John Piper's gonads about his people's ranks. I love it, and he loves doing it to me. I think it's hilarious. Now, every once in a while here in Charlotte, I see somebody get promoted, and I'm like, what the hell? He can't tie a shoe and chew bubble gum. How is he a blue belt or a purple belt or brown belt? But the moment they get that black belt, I shut my mouth. I shut up, at least publicly. Okay? I might say something in trusted confidence to someone else that I trust, but as far as I'm concerned, if somebody says you're a black belt, you are a black belter. And if you're in Checkmat, you're a professor. Now, I would love to know how the Hoist Gracie Network works.
Yeah, we got to reach out and figure that one out, huh?
So, I mean, if you guys are out there right now, and if you're on the chat and you have any insights, and you have Brett's phone, call him, and we'll stick you guys on the air. And,
yeah, don't type that shit, man, because, you know, words get lost. I mean, that's one trick about Facebook that I hate.
Yes.
Meaning gets lost because a lot of people took offense to what Nick said. And
they shouldn't have.
I don't think he meant it offensively.
You cannot take connotation or emotion out of written word.
Yeah. I mean,
you really can't.
Yeah.
There's too many layers there, and you can't pick up nuance.
So how do you feel about it? Are you a black belt?
I'm nowhere near.
But now you do have a black bar on your white belt.
I do, but isn't it
with two stripes? Well, you have two or one stripe?
I have two now.
You have two stripes.
Hey.
And so well deserved. Her first tournament, she went out there against a competitive blue belt, someone who competes. You know, unfortunately, is one of our Checkmat teammates from another Checkmat. But you know, I know this girl very well, and she competes all the time. She competes Naga, New Breed, IBJJF. She's won a lot of tournaments. And Megan won 2 out of 3 matches. And even the match she lost, man, it was tied.
So the match you lost, you want to walk us through that one?
Well,
hell, she don't know the blur.
All right, do you want to walk us through that one?
Well, I could say the one thing that I did that was interesting from probably the mindset of a white belt. I hear from coach. Hey, you know, keep the pressure, keep the pace, keep the pressure. And in my head, I'm thinking, man, we're standing up. We're hand fighting. What do you mean? I don't know. And so I tried to change it. And what did I do? I pulled guard and I didn't commit. And that's where
I lost my mind.
He was so quiet after that. I didn't get hardly anything from him.
He hates when people pull guard.
I didn't know that. And plus,
don't ever pull guard again.
And to be quiet when it happened was killing me. I wanted to throw my shoe, my hat.
He was so quiet. And then after that, I knew because there were some other situations I got into during that match as well that I was like, this has gone 100% south.
Well, you're not the only one that did that. And when we went to IBJJF Atlanta, somebody else had done that, but she was out. She was not outclassed by any means.
Okay.
She was
outgunned.
Mm-hmm.
The girl she was fighting was much heavier than she was.
Yeah.
And more experienced. Let's just call it what it was. She was more experienced.
But I you know as well as I do when that happened, and then she tried to work her half guard game.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're right.
We're sitting right next to each other talking about it. You can't play that game with somebody that's going to be heavier on you if
See,
you're
and
pulling guard.
There's a lot of lessons to be learned about. It's when you, I think from my perspective, when you walk in here and you just see what you would consider an art. I mean, you see two people on the mat and they're just continuously.
It's a beautiful art.
They're picking each other up. They're picking each other apart, but it's just movement, you know. And they're doing the right things to each other.
And a lot of times it comes top to bottom, bottom to top.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
you see that
it's like a flow.
continuous flow. And so someone who doesn't understand that and the nuance of the little things that you guys can say, like, why would you ever do that? That makes absolutely no sense. Why would you touch that limb? Why would you do that? That's that moment where my mind was like, you have no idea what you're doing. Why did you do that? Now put your hand on your face and don't get choked.
Did you think that though?
I did. As soon as I did that, I was like, what are you doing? But I was just in it already. I had already tried.
So when you pulled guard, you pull her into full guard?
I tried, and then she put her shin on mine, and I didn't commit because it hurt.
And then she passed.
Oh, man, there was so much space when she pulled.
Yep.
Ugh.
I just kind of laid there like a dead fish.
She floated
I was like,
to
la,
guard.
la, 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 la.
She floated down to the ground to guard. Yeah. She locked Steve Hall on that damn.
There's no
silk.
aggression. I was just like, no.
So what was going through your mind at that point? Did you miss Professor's voice? Did you have the silence? Because
no, I knew right then when there was silence that I thought, all right, you did something you shouldn't have done. Now just focus and listen for the next thing.
Yeah.
And
Somebody just posted. One of your friends just posted damn guard pullers.
Damn it.
And so what was your thought? What was your thought going through your mind when that happened?
It just gave me this look. I saw it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
All kidding aside, in my mind, first and foremost, I was happy at that point with whatever happened because she had won the first match.
Okay.
And I'm just going to be honest. I couldn't tell if lightning just struck and you did everything correct.
Yeah.
And maybe she was having a bad day.
Yeah.
Or if you're just that good. Now, I've commented to other people that you're that good, that you have the potential to be that good.
Okay.
But in no way, form, fashion, or shape did I think that it would come to fruition at that first tournament against a blue belt who competes all the time and is bigger than you.
Yeah.
So after the first match, I was happy. If you'd gotten submitted the second match, I would have been happy. And then third match, if you'd went out there and got submitted, I would have been happy.
Okay.
But in the moment, I was livid because you pulled guard, because you was doing it. Man, there was only like 2 minutes left. 2-3 minutes left.
Was that it?
Yeah.
God, I don't even know.
And you pulled.
Oh, really?
Blur.
Yeah, you pulled.
You weren't watching time?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and you pulled, and and then I saw how lackadaisical you pulled, and I saw her knee come in. I was like, okay, she's gonna pass. And she passed, and then I think she went to mount.
She did.
And it was just.
It was ugly after that.
It was, and then you swept her.
Yeah.
And I was like, uh-oh. I was like, we're back in it. And then, your top game, which is what we're good at, especially half guard, pressure passing, you went back to doing it. And I was like, man, that wasn't a fluke the first time. She's actually doing it better than what she did the first damn time. This is good.
So you had it ingrained in you.
Yeah. And then I think she regained guard again, and it was your turn to pass again, because you get 3 more points if you pass again, because she reset. And you got stuck in her quarter guard.
I did.
And the match ended, and you both had 2 penalty points, and they gave her.
What were your penalty points?
They said stalling, I think, right?
Jiu-jitsu is the only damn sport in the world where they call somebody could be literally running away from you, and the referee stops it and calls them for stalling, and then immediately calls you for stalling as well. I've never in wrestling that is ridiculous. It makes no in wrestling, if you get called for stalling and we're wrestling, you're backing up from me.
Yes.
You get 1 warning. Okay, the next one I get a point.
Oh, okay.
You get called again, and then they signal 1 point. Not call you for stalling and then call me for stalling. That makes no damn sense. I was like, this is retarded. And I've seen that. I've never seen them call, please somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never seen them call one person for stalling. I've only seen.
Your mic is like, bye.
Yeah, I know, my damn mic is like, but anyways, so then we go to the third match, and man, she just went out there and performed. I was so happy.
So when you went in the third match, what was your mindset?
I didn't really have one. I just knew things that I'd done and what I needed to try to do. Because she's strong. So I was like, let's just try to stay in dominant positions.
And she improved. She scored the takedown. Remember, you scored the takedown in the third match.
Yeah.
The first match, she pulled.
Yep, she did.
And that's how you ended up getting the points. And then she tried to catch up to you, but she couldn't do it. And then the second match, you pulled. And then the third match, you went out there and was...
So walk us through the third match. What happened?
The third match was just beast mode. I mean, she was hand fighting. She was moving her feet. She was faking. And she got to that single leg and just switched off to the double and scored. I was like, this is the shit. Man, I was so happy at that tournament.
That was a good showing.
Man, I was happy.
That was really good showing.
He was very proud.
That was cool.
Boy, I was happy. Happy. I was more happy at that tournament than seeing Steve Hall on that damn silk. And I was pretty happy to see him up on that silk and to get it on video. And then, like, the look on his face. Man, I posted that today on North Carolina BJJ. Any of our listeners, make sure you go to North Carolina BJJ today and look at the video of Steve up on that silk, man. It's epic. It's epic.
ncbjj.com.
No, it's on Facebook. No, it's on Facebook.
Oh, it's on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. So it's a group page. But Bench, you did so good. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You know, I don't like to award stripes off of tournament performances, but that was well worth it. That was right up there with some other things, some other examples that we've had when people have stepped up to the plate. And you know,
Cool.
to be honest with you, usually my competitors, they have one time where they show me, okay, if the motivation is there, the work ethic is there, and the want is there, they can do something in this sport. And you showed me that. You can go as far in this as you want to.
So you said motivation,
work ethic,
and want.
And the want, the desire. That's so important.
The best piece of advice I got that day.
So that's like the BJJ triangle of perfection.
Yeah.
I do have the best piece of advice I got that day. I'm stretching and in my mind thinking, what am I doing? All right. And then I looked at Nicole and I said, hey, can you tell me anything? What do you think I should do? And she just kind of stood back and said, be more woman.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh.
what am I dragging? Like, what does that mean? And so I just remember looking up and I was like, well, here it goes. Let's do this.
And that is classic Nicole Hunt advice.
Yep.
And I've seen her implement that game plan on so many people in competitions. I've watched her literally just make people break, and I know when they break. I know when they're and then it just
So Diane
snowballs.
Diane Stiegel just gave you 4 claps and a fist bump.
Yeah, Diane.
So
Thank you.
proud of you.
Thank you, ma'am. I talked to her the day before. We're chatting at work.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know one thing that did bother me about that tournament?
Tell me.
What was that?
No support.
So, okay,
A lack of
that's
support.
what I was going to ask you, because in our notes, can you explain that?
Well, and I've been guilty of this before with this specific tournament, but it was disappointing to see someone offering the opportunity for the Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu community to come out
Oh, yeah.
and get matches.
Mm-hmm.
Get matches for literally a third or a fourth of the cost.
Yeah.
$30. $30, and you could have walked out on the mat and gotten a minimum of 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
If another team had showed up, probably would have gotten more. Bracket probably.
So there was only 2 teams that showed up.
One team. There was one team. Checkmat. It was all Checkmat affiliates, and
everybody else was invited.
Everybody else was invited. It was on the Facebook. It was on the website. It was sent out in advertisements, and no one showed up, and that is so disappointing, especially considering that we had someone there who was very familiar, Leo Silvera, Professor Leo Silvera, who is a IBJJF competitor. He was refereeing using IBJJF rules. He even used IBJJF terminology, Portuguese, to communicate and explained it to people, and was very professional in how he refereed. And IBJJF Atlanta is coming up May 5th, next week, and nobody was there. No one showed up. Now,
do you think that was because they didn't want to get hurt going to Atlanta?
You know what, man? You know, I hear a lot of jiu-jitsu schools. I've heard them say shit like that. That is bitch assedness at its greatest. You are afraid to get hurt. And I always go back to wrestling. Wrestling is a fucking grind. fucking grind. If you wrestle 30 matches in a regular season, you've got a light work. There are middle school, high school students, college students that go out every freaking season. They wrestle 50, 60 matches,
40, 50
and they
matches.
wrestle the week before their state tournament. They live, fuck this damn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu goals that you hear about or you found when you're 30 years old, you're 25 and you decided you want to be the world champion. And I'm not downplaying anybody's work ethic or the work they put in it, but if you really put that work in, then why are you not getting out there and building your muscle memory? Why? In wrestling, people grow up from the time they're 3 and 4 years old to live. They live to be a state champion wrestler in their state. Some of them never even qualify. And the week before the state tournament, they are wrestling at the regionals. And you have to place, in North Carolina, you got to place top 4 to go to state. It ain't this rinky-dink shit where you go sign up online and they just let you come, okay? You got to qualify top 4 to go to the state tournament. And the week before regionals, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are wrestling in their state dual tournament if their team qualified.
Okay.
Something that has absolutely nothing with their individual state title.
Explain the dual team tournament for people that don't know wrestling.
You have the individual tournament per weight classes. So if you have 16 men in your regional bracket from 16 different schools per the weight class. So in 106 pounds, you have 16 wrestlers. In 113 pounds, you have 16 wrestlers, all the way up to heavyweight. And then the top 4 get to go to state. That's the state individual tournament. But the state dual team tournament, that is the teams where the winner of the MAC conference wrestles in the first round. They go to a neutral location, and it's them and 3 other teams, and that's the first round. And they wrestle team for team. This 106 versus that 106, 113 versus that 113. But my point is, the week before regionals, where they have to qualify top 4 to even get a chance to achieve their dream, they're wrestling in the state dual team tournament where by all rights they could get dropped on their damn head, twist their ankle, break their arm, do something that would erase that dream permanently. And you candy ass some of my bitches are talking about that you can't come to a damn tournament because you're afraid your little pinky nail will get hurt. Well, don't do like I do. Don't fucking compete. It doesn't make any damn sense.
So
I mean, what sense does that make? And then I go online and I hear about them. Oh, it just drives me crazy. I'm the Pan Am champion, and I had one person in my bracket. Are you fucking serious?
But I didn't want to go down that road yet.
Well, we got to go down that road because we got to talk about this shit because it's not about, and it has nothing to do with that. I just threw that in there.
Yeah,
it has to do.
It does though.
No, it doesn't. It has to do with someone is providing you the opportunity, and you pull a bitch ass move. You're afraid you're going to get hurt, or you let political alliances, or you let some Joe Schmo tell you that you shouldn't go down to Mooshoes, or you shouldn't go to Steve Hall's and compete, or you shouldn't go to Naga and compete, or you shouldn't go to New Breed and compete, or you shouldn't go to Toro Cup. What the hell, people? What are we doing? How do we know who's really the best?
That I didn't want to bring up the professional alliances, but I believe that has a major part in it.
You know what? Me and Paulo don't always see eye to eye. Yeah, he pisses me off sometimes. Professor Paulo, sometimes me and him don't get along. You know, he's never been to my school, and we're 30 miles down the road. He's never been to this school. I have every right to be ass sore. But you think I was missing that shit? Hell no. Posse up. Let's go.
Yeah, we did.
Let's go do this shit.
Was he there for the...
Yes, he was there.
He was.
But you know what, though? He was happy. He was happy to see my team. He was happy to see the performances. He was bragging about how good Megan is. He was talking about how they could train together and we could build Checkmat. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you know, what if we had a blue belt from Jeremy Orrells here? What if we had a blue belt from Steve Halls? What if we had a blue belt from Tops? What if we had people from Durham and Raleigh? But you know what? It goes even further than that. Hold on. We're down at Toro Cup 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. We're at Toro Cup. Okay, let's say you didn't go to Paulo's because in your mind you said, well, it's going to be rinky-dink, and it's because it's a small in-school tournament, and it's not that good. Be Hotch, Toro's free.
Matter.
Toro's free, and they've got hamburger patties and wings and tortilla chips and Gatorade and all kinds of good shit to eat and drink. And they've got, 16 of the baddest matches you've ever seen in your life. And there's maybe 70 people there.
So do you want to comment on the super fight?
No, I'm pissed. I'm mad. I'm mad. I don't feel good. I'm pissed off.
But this was a topic,
fuck
and this
that.
it feeds into
I'll
it.
go to that in a minute.
Okay.
I'm calling people out.
Okay.
Toro Cup is providing you an avenue to practice your art and show what you are about. And
right.
even furthermore is charging $10. $10
To
come and watch.
Okay.
To come and watch. Okay? $10, $10 or $15. $15 to have a seat, $10 to sit down on the mat up close. And you some of the biscuit eaters can't get out of the damn bed and drive your ass to Durham or Raleigh and support jiu-jitsu. And then we wonder why people laugh.
So all you people watching, and we see you, if you have
people.
something to say about this, drop us a line because
Say it.
say it.
Let's hear your damn excuses.
We want to hear what people say.
I want to know, why would anybody, is anybody watching?
Yeah.
Huh?
Somebody message or call and tell me why you would not. Now, if you had something to do, all right, cool. But why would you not participate in this? Why?
Ego.
Ego my ass. There ain't enough ego in the world.
I'm just on.
No, wait a minute. Now, if you don't compete, you get a pass. You're fine. If you just say, well, I don't compete, that's good. If you say, I don't want to compete, whatever, that's good. That's your business. Okay? But why would you, I just don't understand. Why would you not support it? We wonder why our sport don't grow. We wonder why our sport don't grow.
Yeah.
You gotta get out. We gotta do stuff about it. Man, I've got a full fucking schedule. I did seminar at Myrtle Beach. Okay? All right? I did Geese for GIs here. Mm-hmm. I got a seminar. I went to Toro Cup. I went to the Paulo.
Vanu Oliveira.
Yeah, I went to. Yeah, I had a Vanu Oliveira here. I went to the in-house tournament at Checkmat Mint Hill. Next week, I've got a seminar at Wonderboys down in Simpsonville, South Carolina. I'm sending one of my brown belts down to compete at Sirius Grappling. I'm doing a seminar at Geese for GIs for fucking free. I don't care. I'm doing it to support the art and support our military down in Wilmington, May 19th. May 5th, I've got IBJJF Atlanta. Guys, support the art. Support do it.
So while we're on Sirius Grappling, what did you think about that, and what do you think about the upcoming Sirius Grappling events?
Mark Cooker said he might bring me my Denver hat.
I was going to read that.
Mark Cooker is a Mark.
And then he wrote LOL.
Mark. What do I think about the Sirius Grappling event? I think it's great. What do I think about what they're saying online about the super fights and it's dumb to call.
The seminar,
it's dumb to call them super fights because it's not an MMA.
I was going to ask, can you explain what is a super? Why would they give it a super fight terminology?
Well, I mean, it's a super. I mean, fuck. What are you gonna call it? Super match? I mean, that sounds weak. It sounds weak. And now, hold on though.
Oh, we got a good comment. I gotta say, Margot says if you don't compete, you should at least drive and watch and be supportive at the same time.
That's good. She don't even do jiu-jitsu. People, get on the right foot, man. Get on the right foot.
We're never gonna. You're right, and we're never gonna grow the sport unless we get rid of these inter-school rivalries and everybody trains together. And then when we go to the IBJJFs, or if we go to Toro Cups,
I want to be the IBJJF Charlotte World Champion. What the fuck? Really? With 3 people in my weight class, IBJJF Charlotte World Champion. Clock me, bitch. I won it twice.
Diane Siegel says, I confess, I was a bitch ass.
There you go. Admit it. Don't be ashamed to admit when you have bitch assedness in your heart.
We all have it.
We can cure it though.
We can cure it.
We can cure it, but you know
on a nightly basis.
Diane don't have bitch ass in her. I mean,
Diane, you don't have it, so don't even worry about that.
Thank you for trying to step up the plate, but Diane Stiegel does not have bitch ass in her heart.
Nope.
But I will tell you some bullshit, and he don't have bitch ass in his heart. But you know who's a lot of this? It's their fault. You know who's to blame for a lot of this shit that goes on in Charlotte?
What?
John Piper, the pipe doctor. This is his fault.
God, he's gonna come in here. And...
This is his fault. No, he ain't. He ain't coming over here. He never comes here. Listen, let me tell you about John Piper, the pipe doctor.
He was here.
Yeah, he came in. What did he do? Come over to get some money or something? Would I owe him some money?
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Take your money, bitch.
He's probably playing us on the wall right now.
I hope he is. I'm gonna tell his students at Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Okay,
John, I have ears like you now.
the reason that shit is going down is because he's to blame for me pinching your ears.
I
admit-
You
I
said you didn't
I
pinch
admit I
his
pinched
ears.
your ears. I admit I pinched your ears. You know why I
That
pinched your
grown
ears?
man don't pinch ears.
You know why I pinched your ears? Because I can't pinch John Piper's. So I pinched yours.
And then he sings something in his head.
That's right.
Oh no, he's not singing in his head. He's singing out loud.
Well, he has something going on inside and outside. It's different.
Let me tell you about John Piper, people. I tried to get John Piper to come and do a seminar here.
Okay.
I know this son of a bitch saw it. I have an iPhone. It's smarter than John Piper. Okay, it tells me when he sees shit. All right. Okay. This beanie weenie eating mofo. Okay, ignored me. Then he's slick about it. He tries to twist the subject. So I text messaging him. Okay, and I say, Piper, I need to get you in for a seminar. Piper, I know you see this. Piper, May 31st. Piper, why you practicing bitch ass tendencies? You know what this dude come back and said? Huh? What's what he comes back and said? He comes back and says, "Who, me? Like who the fuck else am I calling Piper?"
So, but he didn't say that until you said bitch assness, right?
Yeah.
You
No.
told-
Oh,
Oh, okay,
No, I
okay.
said something else, and then he comes back and he says, comes back and he says, "Who, me?" And I said, "Yes, you." And he goes,
Was this a direct message or is this
"This was
public?
a direct message."
Okay.
Okay. This man ignored me. He's supposed to be my boy. Okay. You know Piper's black, right?
Yes.
He's my brother. I'm gonna go ahead and tell everybody. Most people don't know that. I taught him his crucifix when he was just a little bitty, itty bitty guy. I mean, he's a little itty bitty now, but like when he was real itty bitty. Like now he like back when he came up to my knee. Now he comes up to like my nipple. But I taught him his crucifix. But anyways, John Piper is the reason that shit. Then he comes back at me. You know what he comes back and says? This is what I'm talking about. This is the shit I deal with. So finally, I'm like, John, seminar, you, Checkmat Charlotte, May 31st. He says, pillow.
Maybe he needs somewhere to stay.
Well, he can't stay with me if he ain't gonna do a seminar.
Well, maybe he was just like, make sure you got a pillow for me.
No, I've got that pillow.
Yeah, he's already claimed it.
I just had this Nick wrapped around a pillow in your guest room like, I'm not leaving.
But anyways,
Pretty
people, get out and support BJJ. We got a lot of stuff, good stuff going on. Sirius Grappling next weekend, man. We gotta go back to that.
Yeah.
People are complaining, and I've heard this complaint before, that jiu-jitsu tournaments, jiu-jitsu one-on-one matchups should not be called super fights.
Okay.
Which, I mean, let's think about this.
But do you think the terminology super fight draws other people to watch it that normally would not watch
That's
it?
probably what
Good.
it was.
Good. We need that shit.
Yeah.
70 fucking people showed up to watch 16 of the greatest matches I've ever seen in the Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu community. We should be labeling this shit the presidential election if we
And
have
nobody
to
would come.
to get people to come in.
The Big Daddy Donald
Big Daddy Donald D is grappling.
BJJ
We should be
championships.
putting Brock Lesnar on the advertisement for
That's
shit.
fine. That's
to
better.
get people.
Ooh,
We got to do something. We got to get the numbers up,
that's a
man.
good idea.
We got to get the numbers up, people.
Yeah.
Why can't we get the numbers up? Why do you think the numbers don't go up? I mean, obviously, the school is growing at a fantastic rate.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is not occurring on the competition scene?
Cause we some suck asses, man. IBJJF didn't come here forever, and I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that. And I'm looking around and I'm going, how is this possible? How is there not like an overflow of people
Yeah.
in the state of North Carolina? IBJJF comes to Charlotte.
All right.
I guess it's too far.
Well, I was going to ask you that.
I guess it's too far. You know, they usually was on like the damn West Coast or up in New York.
Yeah.
So I guess they come to Charlotte, and that's too far, I guess. I don't know. And then you got these ass clowns that go, well, this is the one that really gets me. Well, I don't like IBJJF. B Hotch, you wasn't at Toro Cup. I don't like the rules. You can't reap. B Hotch, you wasn't at U.S. Grappling Submission Only tournament. It's excuses.
Yeah.
It's
right.
not a single person. It just drives me crazy, man. It drives me crazy. I don't like the rules.
So
You know a lot of people that sound like that.
I do know a lot of people like that. Bitch assedness is an epidemic. One of the symptoms of bitch assedness is you talk like this. You know, you complain all the time. They're cheating.
they're cheating.
They cheat, so I'm not going. If I could use my leg locks, I would be the world champion.
Do you want to talk about leg locks? And you want to talk about why they?
God no. That's another subject. I just saw where John Donaher is coming out with his leg lock system, and everybody's scrambling to buy it, and I'm like, you ignorant asses! Don't even get me started on that. That's another subject.
We'll touch on that next week. Because
John Donaher's getting ready to switch up, and he's going to start doing fucking thumb holds or something. Everybody else is going to be trying to do his leg lock system, and his guys, the death squad, they're going to be doing thumb locks and submitting everybody with them. Everybody's going to feel stupid. Like he's going to give his fucking system away, people, if he doesn't have a backup plan. Let's think about this for a minute. Who is that damn dumb?
Have you seen the Donaher Death Squad?
I have not.
Gordon Ryan at all?
I do not.
All right.
See, this is the thing. Like, I got to start diving in if I'm going to continue.
Once you dive in, you're gonna get.
There's no going back.
You're lost. Trust me.
I remember when Baron Bolos came out.
Yes.
And there was dudes. There was dudes beating guys who, I mean, the other guy may have been better than them in every other aspect, but the one guy could Baron Bolo, and they were Baron Boloing all over the place, looked like a cat, and just jumping up and down on them, and then they'd take their back and they would win or pass their guard.
Same thing happened
drag.
with the flying armbar.
Yeah, but the flying armbar, not everybody could do that.
Yeah.
The Baron Bolo, I mean, you can do it. The toe holds, the leg locks, you can do it. It's just people just didn't they wasn't up on it. They wasn't up on the movements. You know, they would, and so then people started coming out with these videos and Baron Bolos. And I remember thinking to myself, there's no way y'all are this retarded.
Why?
I mean, if they're coming out with if they're telling you what they're doing, then that means they have something better to go to when you resort to the Baron Bolo. This is common sense, people. So why don't you just learn how to grapple? Period. Learn how to scramble, learn how to move your feet, learn how to make grips, you know, and learn the basic fundamental laws of controlling a damn man or a woman, and go out there and roll the dice and see where go out there and do. Anyways, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, now I have to ask this because
I'm not answering no more questions. I don't feel good.
I have to ask it. You don't have to answer it if you
I
don't
have
want
a fever.
to. Why?
He thinks everyone. We don't know.
Why would people want to ignore 50% of the human body?
I'm damp.
He is quite shiny, but you did put lotion on.
You did, yeah. You did. You look good.
I'm burning up. I have a fever. John Piper got me upset. This is his fault too.
Damn it, Pipe.
Everything.
It really is. I've said this before. Look, man, he's my boy. He's my boy. I love some Pipe Doctor. I mean, he's my little brother, like I said. Itty bitty dude. Knee high. No, his nip. Was that my nipple?
I was like, he was up at your nipple. He grew.
Well, I mean, he grew. He grew a little bit. And, you know, crucifix, I talked to him. But anyways, he, this fucking guy, this guy's like, you know who, help me out with this. Have you guys ever seen Vikings?
Yes.
I love that show.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ragnar.
Who was the guy?
Hello.
Wait a minute. Who was the guy? I don't want to say he was a god, but maybe he was sent from the gods. And when all the Vikings was away, he would screw everybody's wife.
He was doing his thing.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
God! Yeah, he came from the water. He banged everybody.
Everybody's
and then went back
wife.
to the water. Yeah.
Was it Herman?
It was. Yeah. It
Horace.
It was something.
It was
like
something
that.
with an H.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, by no means. I'm not
Somebody
saying.
share that.
Hold on.
Somebody tell us.
By no means am I saying Piper is a married man and committed, and that's not what I'm saying. But Horace, or whatever that dude's name was, just came and showed up and just caused chaos and confusion.
He sure
that
did.
damn Pipe Doctor boy, he showed up from fucking wherever he's from. Wherever we grew up at, you know, Oregon. I think it was Oregon. Washington State, some shit like that. He's from out there where all the white people was, even though he's black. And he just showed up in Charlotte. Shit went all to hell, man.
That's a high compliment. What are you talking about?
Oh God, he just turned this shit around, dude. The pipe doctor, man. They won't even put pipe doctor on the damn Toro Cup, man. That's a damn shame.
Hey, but we are probably playing his school right now. More than likely.
Hello.
You know what? This would probably be the one night that he don't play it.
He probably just turned it off.
Yeah, he don't want everybody to know how he treats me. That's what happens when you wipe a little boy man's nose when he needs his nose wiped when he's little. You know, you take care of him, rub his head. You know, make him feel good about himself. Teach him how to wipe his butt. What else we got, man, on the agenda? We got some good stuff to talk about. Hey, we're an hour in and we ain't even talked about shit except jiu-jitsu.
Do you want to talk about Nicky Ryan?
Dude, he's a beast. You know who Nicky Ryan is?
I do not.
Okay, Nicky Ryan is Gordon Ryan's little brother.
Okay.
And 16 years old.
16 years old.
16 years old.
Okay.
Purple belt.
And he beat Martinez.
Geo Martinez. You know who Eddie Bravo is, right?
I do.
Geo Martinez is one of Eddie Bravo's assassins.
Yes.
Okay.
You piss Eddie Bravo off, he says, Geo.
So this 16-year-old beat.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like turned up on him at the end and put him in a triangle and won it by decision.
What?
Man,
Wow.
shit. 16 years old.
I would play the video, but we might get copyrighted.
Yeah, we get copyrighted.
So
I'm going to have to look that up when I
You
get
gotta
back.
look this dude up. The kid's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He really is. I mean, and he's almost built like his brother.
So this was recent. This happened.
No, I'm you know, I will say this though. I'm interested to see, much like his brother's making the transit. No, his brother's a black belt.
Okay.
And obviously he did the gi or he wouldn't have a black belt.
Mm-hmm.
But his specialty is no gi.
No gi.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like the king of EBI, which is a grappling company that Eddie Bravo owns.
I was going to say that's Eddie
Yeah.
Bravo's.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, he's won it so many damn times it's not even funny. He almost won Abu Dhabi, which is the big king daddy of no gi.
Yep.
And but he doesn't do the gi, and he's switching over this year to do the gi. So I'm interested to see how he translates into the gi, and I'm also interested to see how his little brother translates into the gi.
Okay.
It's gonna be interesting.
So what do you with Gordon, do you think that there's going to be a challenge for him in the gi?
Yeah. I think that and I don't even think that it's just the gi.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the rules. The EBI rules are different. Even the Abu Dhabi rules are different. I think when he's in the gi and he's having to play by those advantages, and he can't just sometimes give up position to enter into his honey hole and
Leg lock system.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but man, let me tell you something. They are called the Donahair Death Squad for a reason.
Okay.
And it's amazing. Again, I'm going to go back to that this all parallels when Donahair is putting out his leg lock system, that now Gordon Ryan is switching over to the gi, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, that Donahair is a slick dude. He's got something for your candy asses.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, that was what they all relied on, and now he's putting it out, and what's next?
Oh, there's a next. I can assure you something else is coming. I don't know what it is. You know what I think he's going to do? I think he's going to, they are a Henzo Gracie affiliate. They train there at Henzo Gracie's academy.
Mm-hmm.
And Henzo Gracie, man, you want to talk about a guy that there is no bitch ass in him, boy. He is a foot soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to talk about a dude that'll slap fire out your ass. He'll get you. He don't play no games. He is one of the greatest. In my opinion, he is one of, if not the greatest jiu-jitsu practitioner for combat sports. Period. I'm not talking about IBJJF rules or MMA or leg. I'm talking about period. End of story. If you see him on the street and that motherfucker's mad, you got a bad day. He is a secretary of New York of boots to asses.
He is your secretary. Yeah, undersecretary.
Yes. Yeah, he's my undersecretary of boots to asses. He has the state. I have the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You gave him a piece.
I had to give him something.
Okay.
You know,
You gotta keep him happy every once
you
in a while.
gotta you gotta choose your battles.
That's generous.
Hearts
That's generous.
Hearts and minds. Hearts and minds.
Well, you know, I try.
Genuine and generous.
I mean, fuck, look
don't
at what I
know
did.
you're doing.
Ingenuine.
Look at what I did for Piper. I could have kept the crucifix for myself. And I gave it to
But
him.
you
gave it to
you
him.
spread the love.
I said, "Here, child."
Take and go forth. Be merry.
Yes.
So what about this fucking Starbucks shit, man?
Oh man, the Starbucks shit. You want to know what's bad?
Yeah, how many videos have been posted after that?
You guys are gonna have to
You
tell
know-
the story because I don't even fucking know what happened.
So they're closing their stores, all of their corporate-owned stores.
Yes.
For
Racial sensitivity training.
So
Bitch, acidness.
So I'm gonna
I ain't closing shit.
You gonna summarize?
I'll just
Go
summarize.
ahead, though.
Let's say Brad and Phil are sitting in Starbucks, right?
They had a meeting. They were waiting on somebody.
They were business. Well, I was going. Can I tell this story?
Well, I was just helping you.
I know. I'm
Just
just
throwing you.
So picture Brad and Big Phil sitting in Starbucks, having
Quite a pair.
having a business meeting. Mm-hmm. Weren't ordering anything. We're sitting there waiting,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden, these Starbucks employees, from what I understand, this is all that's just been reported. I'm sure there's more shit behind this than I will ever know. Resorted to calling the police.
It was the manager.
It was the manager of the Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that look? That if you have two gentlemen and that George Carlin joke I told you about the other day, about that no one in this world is going to get along until we keep fucking each other and we're all the same color.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that's true, and this is a case for that.
Yeah.
Because
We gotta keep fucking.
Was come and use our space and
use our Wi-Fi,
feel comfortable,
feel
and
comfortable.
just exist in our area.
And just sit there and you know how many times I see people sit in there all day
All
and work on
day.
their laptops. That's like their office.
Mm-hmm.
And they may order like a drink
Maybe.
every 3 hours, maybe. But they're sitting there, taking up space, buying, maybe not even buying anything, and talking. And this is how it frustrated me, because there is no reason to call the police on, it doesn't matter what color you are. They weren't doing anything. They weren't talking about world domination. They weren't talking about killing people. God knows what they were talking about, but it did not need the response that came.
Yep. You're right.
And it's sad that those people felt that that was the only way that they could remedy the situation.
The thing that's craziest about it is when you hear the guys discuss their point of view, they're calm, they're collected, they even explain, hey, we're here waiting to have a real estate meeting with someone, and they're going to be here in 15 minutes. They had gotten there early because this was something that they were really, waiting for. And if you look at the timeline of when the police were actually called, it was about 3 minutes after the manager had spoken to them about why they were there.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even, and the police showed up even still within that 15-minute window.
Which you really can't even get these days, even if you're like getting robbed at a gas station.
I know, that was pretty incredible. They had some, I guess, bike cops or horse cops or foot cops, something. 2 minutes away.
Let me ask you a question. I didn't watch it. Is there a video of this?
There is
Yes,
a video.
there's video.
No,
Don't watch it, because you just get infuriated.
Hold on a minute. So,
You should watch it.
two people, two African American
Males.
patrons, males,
Yes.
show up to Starbucks.
Yep.
For a real estate meeting. They're sitting there minding their own business, waiting until somebody gets there, and then they're probably going to order a damn bitch ass drink,
Full of sugar,
chocolata,
mocha
vanilla cream pie, something,
whatever.
hazelnut.
Yeah. Okay, so they're going to
and maybe a cake pop.
and maybe a cake pop. Okay, so
Absolutely a cake pop.
then the manager, the manager comes over, or did an employee come first?
Manager.
Manager comes over and says, "Hey man, you guys got to go."
Female.
Yep.
A female. This was a female
It
employee.
was a female.
Okay. Did any males come over?
Nope.
Any other employees?
Nope.
Oh man.
She went back behind the counter. Probably stared a little bit. Called the police.
Now, just I again, I didn't watch it. Okay, but I just want to know.
You should watch it.
Did she at any time point to the fact that they had been there previously?
No.
Okay, so this was their first time in that she knew of.
That we know of.
Oh. That's it.
I don't know the answer, and nobody speculated on that either.
Well, I mean, if that was the reason I'm saying that is because I've seen instances where people have been in, they've been asked to leave before, and then they come in, and people managers tell them to leave. But if that was the case, I'm pretty sure that at some point in time she would have said, "I told you guys before not to come in here. You calls, blah 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 blah. You do it," but that never happened, right?
No.
Okay, so then the popo shows up.
Yep.
Okay, so when the popo comes in, the popo comes over to the manager and says, "What's going on?" The manager says, "I've told them to leave, and they refuse. They're trespassing."
I don't necessarily know if there's ever a refusal.
Correct.
That's the part that's sketchy.
Well, I mean, she told them to leave, and they kept explaining their case of why they was there and wanting to know why. I'm sure they said, "Why are you coming at us? Why are you asking us to leave? We're minding our business. We have money. We're just waiting for our right." Okay, so they went through the norm. Okay, so then it legally, okay, this is Checkmat Charlotte. If you walk through that door and I tell you to leave, and then you start pleading your case, you're refusing.
That's right.
Okay, all right. So then the police show up.
They do.
Okay, and the police ask the manager. We have to assume, hey, who's doing what? And she says,
let me frame this into something. Say you had Wi-Fi out here.
Yeah.
Which we're due. Just say somebody was sitting out here using Wi-Fi. They weren't buying any services from you, but you have an open door policy, and they can sit there and use your facility to conduct their business,
right?
Which Starbucks is known to do.
Right.
Is that different from if they just came in here and were just sitting here?
Well, yeah, because I have the right as a business owner to change my policy against whoever.
Correct.
So yeah. So I'm just trying to get information because I didn't watch this. I'm asking you. I'm just going down this. I've already got my opinion made up. I just want to know if I understand this all correctly. Okay, that's all I'm asking. Okay, so they you know, she says, well, I've told them to leave. They're not leaving. The cops go to the guys and hey guys, you got to go. Guys say we're waiting on friend. Cops, I assume, say I don't give a damn or I don't care.
Yeah, there's a little
they said the owner. Excuse me, the owner.
Did they release the footage, the body cam footage, or do they have any?
I don't think I haven't seen that.
I didn't see anything.
But hold on, the cops say it doesn't matter, which they're there to enforce the law.
They are.
The cops are there to enforce the law, and the law is if a business owner tells you to leave, you have to leave.
Yep.
That's the law. I mean, I don't even know what you're sitting there chewing on your tobacco for. Like, you don't understand. Like, I mean, if somebody comes through the door here and I tell them to leave, they could be Jesus Christ. I want Jesus to leave.
Okay.
So it's not the cops. That's what I'm getting at. Because I want to make sure everybody understands it's not the police.
No, they're coming to do their job.
But it's so now I want to go back to the management.
I see where you're going.
Did she give a reason?
I couldn't find one.
Did Starbucks give a reason?
They made a press release, but I did not.
Apologies. It wasn't
I
anything
know they apologized,
but there wasn't anything.
It's already been done. It's already been done.
Yeah, there wasn't anything in there. Just generic shit.
And you know what? I'm going back to your original question because the way you phrased it originally was, could you imagine if myself and Big Phil walked in and my initial instinct, okay, in that situation, and I am a very logical person. You just heard me say that Starbucks has the right to do whatever they want to. However, if I've never been in there before and she comes over with attitude, a certain type of attitude, if she is a he, I'm telling you, that the situation would have ended in the same way if it was me and Phil, except we would have been going to jail for assault. Because if you're that angry and you're that damn ignorant and you're that, I mean, that is just, unless she was getting the business from one of them, I can't think of a reason other than you were just a flat out ignorant person who is consumed by hate, and probably I would have to assume in that situation racism. Was there any other blacks in the building?
We don't know that.
I'd like to know that.
No, I mean, there's other ethnicities there. There's a woman, like a Spanish or I don't know. There was a woman, she looked like she had some Hispanic descent that had filmed the whole thing, and that's where the video came from. And her whole point was like, this wouldn't have happened to me. You know,
did they kick her out?
Stuff. No, she just had her phone up and filmed.
You know
the whole
what?
thing.
I'm thinking either A, Starbucks is about to eat a lot of dirt, or B,
yeah.
And this, man, I always say I'm hesitant to make judgments on shit like this because every time I do, I get burnt.
I have a pretty harsh opinion about it.
But I've gotten burnt before where I came out and said, okay, that's this and this is that and blah 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 blah, and then something else comes out. I mean, I can't think of what in the hell it could possibly, like, why would she do? Who's that? Man, that's, you know how that's going to end.
Yeah.
As the manager, I was in restaurant management.
Yeah.
And you have, every restaurant has serious sexual harassment, racial harassment, handicap harassment, sexual gender harassment. Every major restaurant in America, you go through so much of that training that you almost get sick of it. There is no way on the face of God's green earth that she didn't know that this is going to end poorly.
She was let go that day. Later that day.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was your take on the whole?
That self-sacrificing garbage that they're doing of closing 8,000 stores and reporting how much revenue they're going to lose because they're closing 8,000 stores to do racial bias training is absolute fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make themselves look like, good. Oh, we have, we're so sorry for what's happening in this one incident. It's you can't generalize and then sell that shit back to the public and say, oh yeah, we're better now because we're losing money on behalf of racial bias training.
Do you think that's
go take it?
Do you think that's going to affect their bottom line?
No.
No.
Not at all. That's the thing too, is
that's the point.
They're not even going to feel it, but they're going to spin it and tell everybody how much of a sacrifice they're making to ensure that these types of things never happen again. You can't guarantee that.
For our viewers, I just want you guys to know, Megan, much like John Piper, is black. She just has green hair. Just wanted everybody to know that. I'm serious.
I am. Me and my mother. She's wonderful.
So
I love her very much. Hi, Mom.
She gets heated about this, man.
I do. It's absolute.
I don't blame you.
Just when you start to define yourself by something so one-sided, there's so much to people.
Growing up in Western North Carolina, I've seen so much worse. So that type of stuff has no, like, when I hear, we went into Starbucks, we got kicked out because we're black, I'm just like, nah.
Garbage.
You know, why? In my mind, I just go, well, why don't you slap the shit out of somebody? You know, why are you going for trespassing? Why are you not going for boots to asses? But at the same time, it was a female, you can't do that. So I guess that's the next best thing. Man, I hope they sue the shit out of them, to be honest with you.
Well, the shit training that you get, they're going to give you this stupid PowerPoint or some video they filmed.
Just like the shit they did in the military.
Exactly. And it's going to have one perspective on it, and you're going to look at it and be like, I've seen this shit like 20 million times. Mm-hmm. It's not going to impact me in any way.
You probably fall asleep.
A waste of time.
Probably going to fall asleep.
Course,
absolutely. Or not show up or leave halfway through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
After you sign the sheet.
Oh, that's so bad. What else we got, Nick? Slick Nick.
You caught me in the middle of something. Let me pull that back up.
This is some good cornbread.
It's good that you're eating. Look at that. He's getting some energy back.
Getting some energy back.
Getting some color back in his cheeks.
Well, I wish I could drink something.
So
I'm leaving. I'm going to go get that cup and put clean water in it so it doesn't smell like ass.
The assy smell.
The assy smell cup.
Oh.
See, it's clean.
It is clean.
Here we go. You're going to pour the ass water in there? I was going to get some out of the water fountain.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't sound good. You want to pour the ass water in there?
Would you pour that in there?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what we got, Slick?
So should a woman be the first person on Mars?
Absolutely.
Did I leave that on there?
You did.
Damn, I meant to take that off.
Let's skip that. What do you think about Trump Daddy in Syria?
Man, Trump Daddy, you got to give him credit. And I know you don't like to, but let's be honest. If he says he's going to do something, he makes an effort to do it, and he is vocal, and he is out in the open about it. I mean, who in the hell would have ever thought that we would have a president of the United States sending tweets to Russia that says, "Dear Russia,
we're sending bombs.
Get ready. The missiles are coming. They're sweet, smart. They're nice, sweet, and smart.
They're new, yeah. They're
new, nice, and smart.
New, nice, sweet, and smart.
Yeah. I mean, who would have ever thought that would be? And
somebody's gonna get that tattooed on their body, and it's gonna just define the rest of their damn life. Somebody really smart.
Nice.
Let me ask you too. Let me ask you
smart.
too something, because you guys are like anti-Trump daddy big time. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm anti-Trump daddy on some shit he does, but for the most part, I don't care. I just don't care. I mean, it's just because he's there and he's gonna be there, and I mean,
I'm not
whatever.
anti or I'm not pro.
Yeah, you're anti. Don't try to get on the bandwagon now because he done some good shit, man.
Just
man
stay
up.
where you're at. Stay
Man
where you're
up.
at. I don't like him.
So let me ask you two a question.
Okay.
Do you guys like what he did against Syria?
No.
I mean, the Syrians used chemical weapons against or do you guys think that it was a conspiracy and that there was not chemical weapons used? Dun 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 dun.
You go first.
Yeah, because you're both ex-military, and she's black like John Piper.
I got a lot going on in this corner.
And I have an ear like John Piper.
Pinch it.
Pinch it.
Pinch it.
Do you guys believe in false flags?
Oh, well, no.
Okay. You don't think the Gulf of Tonkin was a false flag?
Okay, fine. All right.
All right.
Is that the one in Vietnam?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So, number one, why are we in Syria?
Not it's new. Why have we been in Syria?
Just why?
Wait a minute. This is what I don't like about you two.
Yeah.
Y'all don't come out and answer the damn questions.
Yeah, we do.
I asked you, Syria used chemical weapons against their own people. Okay? We are the defender of good.
Nada.
We are the world police.
Nada.
We are the arm of the weak.
Nada.
Do you think that we should have just said, you know what? It ain't our business. Or do you like what he did? He sent 100 and some new, shiny, smart missiles over to Syria like he said he was. He said
122.
122. So what I'm asking you, what do you think? Do you like it? Or do you
No.
I just don't think we have a place in that war. I think that we have other problems instead of being the world police.
How do you fight a religious mindset? How do you fight generations upon generations?
Hold on, kids were killed.
I'm going to sound harsh. Kids are killed in a lot of situations.
A lot of situations.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's
We're
not
getting
like
into some good shit now.
I don't
It's not
condone
pretty.
it. I would never want it. I would
Shucky,
never want to see
ducky,
it.
quack, quack.
Never. But kids are killed here every day.
We took an oath to protect the United States of America.
Against
All enemies, foreign and domestic.
doesn't have to be on their soil.
Does not have, exactly.
Right.
So the only reason that Russia is so involved with Syria is because they want a base there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Are you against them having a base there?
Why do they need one there?
I mean, well,
I don't give a
What's
shit.
the advantage?
Same thing.
Wait a minute.
Why do we have a base in Bahrain? Why do we have a base in Diego Garcia?
Why do we have one in South Korea?
Why do we have in South Korea? Well, we get Camp Mujuk. Then let's go into Japan. We have Okinawa, Fuji.
It's beautiful there.
It's beautiful. I live there. It's beautiful. But I mean, we are the Roman Empire.
Oh.
You know, I watched a documentary about the Roman Empire, and I am going to say I was sitting there watching it going, man, that sounds a lot like us.
It does.
I mean, it does. But
We are the only country that has multiple military bases in other countries. We have the most military bases in other countries.
so let me ask you this: are you saying? Because I know I've heard people say this, and sometimes I felt this way. Sometimes I actually said to myself, "Why do we get to do things
Wait,
and think that?"
Did you say self?
Yeah, I said self first.
Yes.
But I said, why do we get to do things and then feel that we have the right to tell other people they can't do it?
Because
Is that what you're saying? Is that
Yes.
okay? All right. So let me ask you this: what if the government, since we are firmly concerned about the citizens
Firmly.
of Mexico, what if
Right
the
now.
Mexican government used chemical weapons against the citizens of Mexico?
Why? Well, they just hire the drug gangs to do the work.
Well, they're already doing it.
But I'm asking you, what if? Would you guys be okay? Would you say, yeah, we should send troops, or would you say, man, we need to start getting our asses out of places and just mind our own damn business?
That was the mindset
Yeah.
I've had with everything,
Yeah,
so it would
pretty
be
much.
the same
Okay.
thing.
All right. So let me ask you another question. Last question from me. Because you don't think, since we've already done it, since we've already stepped out to the forefront and said, hey, we care about what goes on with the weak and the people who are not capable of defending themselves against big government, and we care about weapons of mass destruction being used against other countries' people. Since we did that, do you think that now Donald Trump should allow Syrian refugees into this country? Because I've heard a lot of people. There's this one guy here in Charlotte, and he was like, well, we'll go over there and bomb Syria because they're using chemical weapons against their own people, but we won't let the same Syrian people come into this country. What is your guys' take on that?
Do you want to talk about the declaration of war and how that's supposed to take place, or do you just want to talk about unilateral action?
I'm talking about damn people coming into the damn country. Dude, what are you talking about? You pulling John Piper shit? Is that what pillow means? Is that what, when he said pillow, is that the type of shit he's talking about? Just switch this
No,
up.
just keep thinking about Nick wrapped around a pillow in your guest room. That's what pillow means.
He's going to keep on, and he ain't get to sleep in the guest room.
Damn it, I'm going to sleep on the floor.
Okay, so go ahead. What do you think now, since we've done that, since we've said, okay, we're the defender of those people, should we let those people into our country?
Well, let's think about, I'm not going to answer it directly because let's think about what we've done in the past everywhere else that we've gone to save and help, right? We go in and we do the opportune things where the big flashbang happens. We come and assault the enemy or fuck shit up or take away the threat. And then the thing that we don't do and that we're not good at is staying back behind to ensure the stability of the region.
Primary example is Iraq. We got rid of their entire government and their entire military.
Have fun.
And that's how ISIS was formed.
So then think about this. You go in with the best of intentions, whatever they may be, if they are actually genuine, and then you don't actually fulfill the plan because now you've done that somewhere else. So now you got to pull your troops back. You got to send them there because we're helping these people. Oh, now we have two separate situations happening, but then there's a third thing going on. So you start pulling back everybody else, and then you leave these places more destabilized than they were before.
100%.
And then all of a sudden, you got to go back and save them 10 years later, 5 years later, whatever. And then now we're stretched because we can't even protect our own borders, and we're putting ourselves in a situation where we are extremely vulnerable.
Okay. But
Robert Smith says nice green hair and tats.
Oh.
Yay. Thanks.
So, but let me ask you guys, I mean, Donald Trump is not Obama or Bill Clinton. He never said that he was doing this.
But think about...
Hold on, wait a minute. Just let me finish. He never said that he was doing this with great intentions. He just said, Syria, you better not use chemical weapons. He didn't say that they couldn't win their war. He didn't say they couldn't do what they got to do, but he said you better not use chemical. He drawed that line in the sand, and they crossed it, and he put boots to asses. Now, it just sounds to me, and this sounds so bad to say it, I don't think that he cares about what the fuck goes on to those people.
No.
I think he cares. I think in his mind, in his own way, he just cares that what he said what he laid down on the table is followed to the T.
Yes.
And if it's not, he's going to take action. And if it causes any of an uproar for those people over there, as long as it's not chemical weapons, I don't think he's going to get involved. And I know that's a shitty thing to say, but
No, it's not.
it's a shitty thing to say because if this is my point, I don't think we should get involved.
Correct.
I just don't think we should get involved, period. I don't think we should allow Syrian refugees into the country.
Correct.
I don't think that we should, and let me correct myself. I don't think in this time and age for where we are,
We're not ready for that.
We're not ready for that. I don't think that we should be allowing it. I don't think we should do it. But I also don't think that we should be sticking our nose in their business. I don't think we should be putting up a bravado image and sending 122 missiles over anywhere. And my concern with all of this, just me speaking, what worries me about Donald Trump, when you have North Korea and South Korea getting ready to have talks, and North Korea saying, not only will we talk to South Korea, we'll talk to the United States too, and we'll disarm. No, it sounds to me like everybody's saying, you know what? We don't like you, and we haven't liked you for years, but we need to get along right now because we don't want that son of a bitch getting involved. And I'm almost worried with North Korea especially and South Korea that everybody on that side of the world is going to catch on and go, you know what? We got a common denominator here to a lot of fucking problems. And that one right there, he's really amping it up.
Yep.
And maybe we need to look at, they're spread out all over the world like Rome was. Maybe we need to, when you got Russia, I don't care if they was bluffing or not, when you got them putting a map up saying, hey, we could hit Miami. That's scary shit, man. And then to turn around, look, I have to assume that if that was Obama, Bill Clinton, George Bush, Bush Sr., Ronald Reagan, I think if Russia had done that, the last thing that would have happened anytime soon would have been any type of aggressive instigation. 120, man, good God. Didn't Russia say when he said we're going to send those missiles, didn't they say, if basically, and you correct me if I'm wrong, if you do this, we're going to hit wherever they come from?
Yeah, they said they're going to shoot them down.
Well, they said they're going to shoot them down, but they also said we're going to retaliate against wherever they came from. I'm pretty sure that's what they said.
They did.
That's scary. And then for the President of the United States to turn around and do it, man, I never think we should look like we have bitch in our hearts. But my God, man.
But you know why? You know why he issued that warning was to basically let Russia know that there were missiles coming to get your people out of the area. And let's not forget that the Korean War has not ended.
No, it's not ended. It's not ended. Just a truce, pretty much.
Armistice.
Okay. Man, it's scary. It's a scary time.
It is.
So when are you two joining back? If you two go back, I got a suggestion. Take John Piper with you.
Why is that?
My ear, John.
I mean, dude, he's got so much
it.
shit with him, dude. I mean, I'm sure Piper could go in there and he could probably con Trump into slowing his roll.
I think you could. Secretary of Boots to Asses.
Man.
Bring it up as a title. I'm sure he'd get you a corner office.
You'd never want me in politicals.
You would fuck some shit
You
up.
would be a breath. They would call you a breath of fresh air, Brad.
You would never want me.
That's what they would call you.
A bread of fresh air.
I would be in there for
dough.
one term. I'd be in there for one term, and then the powers that be, no matter what level of government it was, they would make sure that I got the hell out.
And that brings me to another thing.
And then they put you on a flight, and we never see you again.
Probably.
Exactly. We should not have career politicians.
No. Those mindsets never get a chance to change.
Yeah,
never change until somebody dies.
But listen to what you're saying.
Leaves.
Trump's not a career politician. He gave you what you wanted.
But we've got people in Congress that have been in Congress for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
When they started Congress and the House of Representatives, you were a farmer that was called in to be a representative for a certain amount of time, and then you went back to farming.
Mm-hmm.
You did not stay a career politician, and that is one of the problems that we have today.
And the Electoral College.
And the Electoral College was just complete bullshit.
Hold on, man. You guys kill me with that Electoral College shit, man. You guys. So this is. Let me get this straight. This is how this works. The Electoral College, correct me if I'm wrong, was in place when Obama was president, right?
It's been in
It's
place.
been in place.
Yeah. It's been in place forever.
Yeah.
So you guys get mad when it doesn't go your way?
No.
No, because it doesn't go off the popular
It's archaic.
vote.
Hold on,
It's
wait a minute.
archaic.
So you're telling me that when Obama was running for president and Bush was running for president and Bush was running for president and Clinton was running for president
Electoral
and
college-
Reagan was running for hold on and Jimmy Carter
Your
and all
vote-
these
your
presidents.
vote doesn't
no, wait
matter.
a minute. I understand I know how it works. I was being facetious when I asked you that
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
So you guys are telling me now
No.
that back then during all them presidents that you guys were waving the flag of that is bullshit, the electoral college. Because I've never heard anyone say that until Trump won. I've never heard that.
I've never voted.
Anyways, there you go with the Piper
No,
pillow
I,
shit again. There you go.
Once I was educated enough to understand how it was, I was against it. But I mean, you don't really learn about that stuff.
Why do you not like it?
Because why is it that you have a group of individuals that can continuously sway a vote that doesn't actually have to follow what the people of their state vote?
Let me ask you a question.
Correct.
In the state of North Carolina,
I'm a new resident. I can't answer this.
Hold on. Okay. In the state of North Carolina, you're telling me that the entire state should have to be held by the vote of the major metropolises like Raleigh, Durham, Triangle area, Wilmington,
So you bring a good
Charlotte.
point. You bring a good point.
because that is not the majority. It may be the popular majority, but that is not the popular. And hold on, in the western part of the state, where there are a lot more land than Mecklenburg County, Mecklenburg County has a greater popular vote
Yep.
than a bunch of those counties all combined. But the needs of those counties are entirely different than the needs and wants of what's going on here in Mecklenburg County.
But the electoral college goes off of the state's population, not off county population.
Yep.
Okay, all right, that's fine. But still, I'm asking you.
Follow overall what the state is saying.
So we're not a democracy.
No.
We're a republic.
Right.
So it's you have to look at it as, I mean, this is just my personal view, is if you are going to get everyone to the polls, and I mean everyone.
And we actually had a huge turnout of rural voters that never really come out and vote this time around with Trump.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they were excited.
They were excited and they wanted something different.
And that's why it occurred.
And that's what happened.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the Illuminati have a part of it. I'm sorry. I just had to
Okay,
say
wait a
it.
minute.
Probably.
Okay, and what you're saying is true, but what is your point?
But why is it that there is an individual that is in charge of making the choice for a whole entire state?
Because that's the way that it was written. It just happened to work out this way like
Let's
this.
think about how we've changed since that was written
Yes.
as a society.
So
Yes.
let me ask you this: have you two written your congressmen and your senators and said this is bullshit?
I've actually written my congressman and my senator.
And you told him it was bullshit, the electoral college, and you want it changed? You're not voting him back in?
No,
no, because you said you don't
I didn't
vote.
phrase it like that. No,
Well, why not? If you feel that strongly about it.
no, that's
because
not something I've done.
my vote doesn't count.
Okay, so let me. So
My
now,
local vote may
okay,
count.
wait a minute. So now I want to go back to something that James Comey said.
He's coming to Charlotte in March of next year.
I won't go see that son of a
You
bitch.
should go see him.
No, but I heard he said something the other day that I wholeheartedly agree with. He said that he feels. I don't necessarily agree with this part because I haven't given it much thought because as far as I'm concerned, they're all fucking crooked the last fucking 20 years. But anyways, he said that he doesn't think Donald Trump is fit to be president of the United States.
Yep.
Okay. I don't have an opinion on that part.
And he also
Hold on, wait a minute.
classified information.
Hold on, stop. Let me finish, please. Okay, for a man that don't vote, you say a lot. But anyways, so, but he also said when they asked him, "Do you think he should be impeached?" He said no. He said because he feels like this is something that the public should be forced to handle.
Yes.
And hold on,
Yes.
when Donald Trump first came out and said he was running for president, the other side thought that it was a joke. I thought it was a joke, and I wasn't on the side.
A lot of people think
Everybody
it was
thought it was a joke, and nobody had the frame of mind to say to themselves, "Self, on that other side is the rottenest, raggediest, sorriest piece of first lady, senator, whatever her damn title was, trash. And if anything goes wrong with what he's with the way he's conducting himself and the people he's drawing out, then she's going to lose. Nobody had the frame of mind to think that. So now I agree with James Comey. We should have to fix it. If he's that bad, then have enough sense to put somebody on the other side and don't let him do no crooked shit like she did with Bernie. Okay. And get him out of there. If you really feel that strong. No, I'm not picking on you two.
I was like, what, Pence is going to take over so we get that?
Yeah, well, that's the other part.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
you think, everybody thinks Trump. Okay, let him get in there. But going back to it, you two said you didn't like the Electoral College.
I just think I think it needs to be revised.
Yeah, and that's your opinion. And it's a good opinion. I mean, I can see the point.
There's definitely a need for aggregation.
Look, I can understand your point. It makes sense what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But when I said, okay, and I've asked 20 other people this, you feel that strongly about it? Have you written your senator? Have you written your congressman? Have you written your governor? Have you written your mayor? Have you said, if you don't do something about this bullshit, I'm not voting for you anymore? And everybody has the same answer. No.
Yeah.
And
I've actually done that.
Hold on. You just said you don't vote.
But I've written my congressman, and I've written
About the Electoral College.
About that and about gun control.
Okay. Well, listen, if you don't get your buddies together, the shit's going down again in 2020. Now, you can sit there and shake your heads no, it ain't going to happen. I promise you, this time, those rural people that came out.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be Oprah and The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Jesus H. Christ. Really?
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be idiocracy before we know it. And we're all going to be putting Gatorade on all the plants, and everybody's going to be
Everyone's going to be shopping at Costco.
Hey, look.
And Starbucks is now a hand job.
The famous saying of one of my buddies, lessons not learned in blood are soon forgotten. And I hate to say it, but the United States of America is going to learn that lesson the hard way if we don't get our hands out of our ass.
And from time to time, the tree of liberty needs to be fed by the blood of patriots.
Okay, Mr. Don't Vote. Go ahead.
I signed up.
Go ahead.
I signed up to
Go ahead and sit
defend.
over there and don't vote. And make sure you tell him that when he wins in 2020. make sure you say, hey, but I signed up to vote. I signed up to vote. And I was gonna vote for The Rock and Oprah, but I just didn't vote. And I don't like the Electoral College.
I would actually vote for The Rock and Oprah.
Are you fucking serious?
I swear to God.
What the hell is the matter with you?
I can't wait for those discussions.
You would not vote for The Rock?
Fuck no.
He's got a really nice stare off into the
His
distance.
pecs are beautiful.
They're nice.
Can you say Manchurian Candidate? Man, I feel like shit.
Well, you're eating.
You're eating, yes, and you do look a lot better than before we started.
But
I am freezing.
Bread powered through this. So all you listeners out there, I need you tonight to go leave reviews on Stitcher, SoundCloud, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, because I need you to. Period. We need you to.
He was sitting on a cooler thinking, man, how am I going to do it? And he got up.
If you want more of this, you have to help us out.
And you have to help the producer show up, because he will cancel.
I canceled one time.
He will cancel. He'll show up. Woe is me. The tree of woe. I have to take him out for beers.
The tree of woe.
The tree of the.
Oh God! All right,
I'm staying at your house tomorrow night.
So we're gonna save the other topic for next week.
Yeah, you don't look too good. Let me just go over this. Did you want to just touch on the transgender thing?
Did you guys look into that?
No, I didn't.
You didn't watch it?
Okay, well we'll save that. We'll save that for
you
next
didn't watch
week.
it? Man.
No, not yet.
All right, so you have homework.
I do have homework.
All right, so look that up. Add that to show 16 notes, because we skipped show 15 last week.
Boots to asses.
Boots.
There was some boots to asses put down there. Boy, that was
fucking boots to asses.
Jesus,
on that one.
Lord, man.
Lord have
Ain't
mercy.
no way in the hell somebody's gonna do that to me and get away with it and not see me again.
And what about the store owner order to remove the military flags by the city inspector?
Oh, what an asshole! I'm not going into it
I
right
don't
now,
want to
but
touch
that
one.
motherfucker needs his ass whipped.
He needs a boots
woman,
to ass.
No, I think it was a woman
It was
inspector.
a woman.
It was
We
a
need
woman.
to send
I'm sorry.
Nicole and Megan and Samantha Seth
God
and
bless. Yes.
and Saija and everybody else that we can think of, and y'all need to go put some boots to asses
Boots
on her
to
asses.
motherfucking
Man, that was some shitty
asses.
stuff. That was
Yeah.
terrible.
God bless.
That was terrible.
America. Well, if you listeners out there have any final questions you want to jump in here, thank you guys for listening. I'll leave this up for about 2 seconds while we start playing the music. If you think of anything that you want to have us discuss next time, let us know. If not, I'm going to close.
I'm gonna go home and die.
No, you're not going to go home and die. You're going to go home and rehydrate and feel better.
Yeah.
That probably wasn't funny. I shouldn't have said that.
That's what we need.
So, thank you for listening. We will catch you next Wednesday night. Same bread time, same bread channel. Peace.